People say the devil rides a Harley, and if that's true, then Duke Maddox was his chosen rider. Leather vest, tattoos crawling up his neck, eyes that could slice through stone. And yet, on that Friday night, when he walked into Rusty's diner, it wasn't fear that changed my life. It was his anger. Not the kind that breaks bones. The kind that defends broken souls. I was just a waitress. Or at least, that's what everyone thought. No one noticed the purple marks beneath my makeup, the stiffness in my left arm, or the way I flinched whenever the door slammed. No one except him. When Duke's sharp gaze locked on me, I remember my heart pounding like the old jukebox in the corner. His voice was low, gritty. "You okay, sweetheart?" That's all he said. Just 2 words. But that question, it unraveled everything. That was the night the town changed forever. My name's Hannah Brooks, and if you'd told me 6 months ago that a biker gang would become the reason I found freedom, I would have laughed or cried. Probably both. I worked the late shift at Rusty's Diner, a fading roadside joint off Highway 49. The kind of place truckers stop for stale coffee and locals avoided after dark. I'd been there for 2 years, ever since I thought moving in with my boyfriend, Eli, was a good idea. Eli had a smile that fooled everyone, even me. But behind closed doors, that smile turned to fists. I learned to hide the bruises under foundation, long sleeves, and fake smiles. I learned to serve pie with shaking hands and laugh when customers flirted, even though fear was always simmering beneath my skin. Then one night, he walked in. The sound of his bike came first, loud and rough, rumbling like thunder through the still night. The bell above the door jingled, and in stepped Duke Maddox, leader of the Iron Serpents, a biker gang that made even the sheriff avoid eye contact. The whole diner went silent. He was massive, 6'4", broad-shouldered, eyes cold as the chrome on his Harley. His crew followed, boots clomping, leather vest shining under the flickering lights. Rusty, the owner, gave me a look that said, "Save them quick, keep your head down." But Duke wasn't looking at the menu. He was looking at me. I tried to act normal, pen in hand, smile plastered on. "Coffee?" I asked. He nodded once, slow. When I leaned forward to pour, my sleeve slipped back just a little, just enough for him to see the dark bruise blooming across my wrist. His jaw tightened. His hand, the same hand that everyone in town feared, curled into a fist. "Who did that to you?" he asked quietly. I froze. My lips parted, but no sound came. I practiced excuses so often. I fell. "It's nothing, just clumsy." But under his stare, I couldn't lie. Not this time. Before I could answer, Eli walked in. He always showed up around my closing shift, pretending to walk me home. But really, it was to make sure I wasn't talking to anyone. He had that slick grin plastered on as he strode right up to the counter, hand possessive on my back. Duke's eyes darkened. His crew went silent. "You okay here, sweetheart?" Eli said, but his tone wasn't sweet. And that's when Duke spoke. "Take your hand off her." The diner turned to ice. Eli laughed, loud, stupid, arrogant. "You got a problem, old man." Duke stood. The floorboards groaned beneath his boots. The whole diner could feel it. That shift, that energy. "I don't hit women," Duke said calmly. "But I sure as hell remove men who do." Rusty tried to defuse it, whispering to me, "Hannah, go in the back. Let them handle it." But I couldn't move. Duke stepped closer. His voice dropped to a growl. "You lay another hand on her, and I'll make sure you never pick one up again." Eli sneered, tried to puff up his chest, but the iron serpents had already surrounded him, silent, deadly. He backed out of the diner, mumbling curses under his breath, but I could see the terror in his eyes. That night, when I got home, the rage was waiting for me. He hit harder than ever, calling me a whore, saying I embarrassed him in front of those animals. But something had changed in me. For the first time, I didn't cry. I felt something burn, not fear, not shame, but fury. The next morning, when I came into work with fresh bruises and a busted lip, Duke was already there. Alone. He didn't say a word. He just nodded to the seat across from him. "I told you last night," he said finally. "You don't deserve that." Tears burned my eyes, but I looked away. "You don't know what he's capable of." Duke's lips curved into something that wasn't quite a smile. "Sweetheart, I've been to hell. He's not capable of anything I haven't already survived." He slid a piece of paper across the table, his phone number. "Call me when you're ready." I didn't call him that day, or the next, but Eli's violence kept escalating, and the bruises got harder to hide. Then one night, I came home to find my cat missing, and a note that said, "Next time, it'll be you." That's when I called. Within minutes, I heard engines. 6 bikes, headlights cutting through the darkness. Duke stood in front, helmet off, eyes blazing. Where is he? That night, the Iron Serpents didn't just defend me. They showed the town that monsters don't always ride Harleys. Sometimes they wear clean shirts and smile in public. Eli tried to run. They caught him. They didn't kill him. Duke wouldn't allow it. Instead, they dragged him to the sheriff's porch and handed over evidence of everything he'd done. Photos, bruises, recordings. The sheriff asked how they got it. Duke just said, "We protect our own now." After Eli's arrest, people started seeing Duke differently. The dangerous biker was the man who stopped a nightmare the rest of the town ignored. Rusty gave me time off, but I came back, this time with my head held high. Every evening, Duke would sit at the counter, sipping coffee, never asking for anything more than a smile. He didn't need thanks. He'd already given me back my life. Months passed. The bruises faded, but his kindness didn't. The Iron Serpent started doing things no one expected, fixing bikes for free, helping widows with groceries, cleaning up parks. When a reporter came asking Duke why, he just said, "Because once I saw a waitress smile through pain, and I decided my gang would make sure no one else had to." And me, I still pour coffee at Rusty's diner. But now, when I hear those engines rumbling down the highway, I don't flinch. I smile, because I know the devil might ride a Harley, but that night an angel did too.